Hi, my name is Margaret Anna and I'm the CEO and founder of Justikal. Justikal is an eCourt system that enables parties involved in legal proceedings to submit and manage court documents electronically. We are raising the standard for how legal services should be. Faster, more transparent and more secure. Before I founded Justikal, I was working as an attorney for approximately 10 years. And there I experienced firsthand how inefficient court proceedings can be with significant amount of documents submitted on paper. And I wondered why nobody had done an effort to improve these ways of working. Generally, court proceedings take a long time and can become expensive for stakeholders, not to mention the often stressful environment attorneys and court employees work in every day. The process is not environmentally friendly, to say at least. You have to make 5 to 6 copies of all the documents, depending on the number of parties and judges in the case. And this process is also time-consuming and stressful because you're going through all the copies, making sure all the documents are there. And then it takes a long time to go back and forth to the court just to submit documents in regular hearings when you include the time to find a parking space, etc. And lastly, it can be stressful for attorneys to meet deadlines when they are limited to the office hours of the court. The law stipulates our deadlines up until midnight in a given day, but in practice our deadlines are usually limited to the opening hours of the court to get a physical stamp to prove that we met the deadline. And there are numerous cases that prove this limitation. And lastly, the clients frequently feel that they have a limited overview on the status of their case, unless they constantly call their attorneys to get updates. So, lawyers' work environment is harsh, but more importantly, so are many clients. As you can see, this is obviously a problem that needs to be solved, especially today when we have so many documents that are only available electronically. For example, documents that contain electronic signatures. They cannot be printed, because if they are printed, then the court cannot validate the signature. Due to the EU regulation number 910/2014, which took effect in Europe in 2016, often referred to as the eIDAS regulation, courts are now obligated to accept electronic documents. In Article 46, it is stated, "An electronic document shall not be denied legal effect and admissibility as evidence in legal proceedings solely on the grounds that it is in electronic form." And this means that the courts in Europe should have the capability to accept, store, and verify electronic documents. This is the fundamental reason why we founded Justikal. That is to solve these problems. I sincerely believe that together we can create the next standard for how legal proceedings are conducted in Europe. Because now we have the necessary legal framework to support it. Justikal is a faster and more secure paperless way to manage documents in legal proceedings. We use eIDAS compliant trust services to enable users to submit legal documents securely to the courts. This means that users can meet deadlines more conveniently using qualified timestamps. Clients are able to monitor their cases and receive automatic notifications when new events occur in them. Users are also able to provide feedback, annotate documents, and share them with selected people to make the process even more efficient. The interface in Justikal is designed and tested to be very intuitive, so no special training is required to start using it. When users log into the system, they immediately see an overview of the cases they have access to. And cases can have 3 statuses. Pending, that is when a case has been submitted to the court, but the court has not yet approved the case. In progress, that is when the case has been accepted by the court and is in progress. Closed, if a final outcome has been reached in the case and no more activity is expected. Once the user opens a case, he sees general information about the case, like case number, the assigned judge, status of the case, filing date of the case, parties who are connected to the case, along with the role and timeline of events that have occurred. At the top, we see 4 tabs: Case Overview, Documents, case access, and audit log. When the user opens the tab Documents, he sees all documents submitted in the case. In the upper right corner, the user can submit further documents by clicking Add Documents. Although we recommend using PDF documents, the system also supports any other formats, such as video files, audio files, Excel sheets, and more. If the user needs to share sensitive documents, they can select Limited Access when submitting the document and specify only a subset of the case parties that are allowed to open this document. This could be, for example, only the court employees if the document contains very sensitive information. Other case parties will only see the name of the document in the document list. Other case parties can request access to such a document, which the court employee would need to reject or approve. The user can select to see all the documents or select categories such as court documents, court records, judgments, verdicts, and decisions, if he is looking for a specific type of document in any given case. To the left, the user can use the OCR search to search within the documents, even if the documents have been scanned to the system. This feature can make the work for attorneys and court employees much more efficient, especially in large cases. From the list of documents, it's easy to see the date of submission, name of the document, who submitted the document, and if the document contains an electronic seal. Once a user opens a document, he can use the toolbar at the top to add his comments and highlights. He can also share comments with his colleagues. At the top right corner, the user can see information related to the document. In the first tab, he sees general information about the document, name of the document, who submitted the document, information about the e-seal, and the qualified timestamp. In the next tab, the user sees information about any electronic signatures and seals that the document contains. This is an eIDAS certified service, which we ensure the legal validity of the results for all EU courts. In the next tab, users see the audit trail for the document, which logs all actions from users related to that document. In the next tab, users see notes that other users have added to this document. This is relevant for attorneys when they want to add a note to the court or the opposing attorney wants to add a note to submitted documents. In the next tab, users see the document access. It is possible for users to share sensitive documents only with a specific user, like the court employee. If the document has limited access, a lock will appear beside the name of the document, indicating that this document is not accessible for all case parties. In the next tab, users see an overview of the document submitted. This feature is mainly to help users navigate faster through the system when they are reviewing a specific document. If we go one step back in the tab Case Access, there users can see which parties have access to the case and what kind of access each party has. There are 3 types of access case parties can have: no access, read access, and submit access. With no access, the user is simply registered as a case party without any access to the system. With read access, the user can view already submitted documents and see information about the case. With submit access, users can view all the documents, but additionally, they can submit new documents and write notes. Users are able to send a new access request to the court. For example, if an attorney wishes that his client can follow the progress of the case and get notified when new events occur. The court employee assigned to the case makes the decision whether to allow or deny that access request. Once the court employee has made the decision, the user receives an email notification, for example, if he has been granted access to the specific case. The user then uses his eIDAS to access the case. All actions of the users are logged in an audit trail. It's very easy to create a new case in the system. the user clicks on the New Case button on the left side bar menu. The user has to follow 4 steps. First, select the court, type of case, and if there is a relevant filing date. Second, add parties who should have access to the case. Third, select the documents to submit. And fourth, review a summary of the case to see everything is correct and, if applicable, send a receipt for the payment of court fees. If parties reach an agreement before the filing date of the case, it's easy for the user that created the case to withdraw it. The user selects the case and opens it. Then he clicks Withdraw Pending Case. To prevent users from accidentally using destructive actions, they are asked for additional confirmation using their eIDAS. Court employees that have access to the space incoming cases receive an email notification when new cases are sent to their court. The court employees can click a link in the email notification. He has to authenticate himself with the eIDAS before being able to open the case. Once the case is opened, the court employee can either accept or reject the case. The court employee is also able to amend access of the parties, add access to the new parties, and accept or reject certain documents from being submitted. If the case is accepted, the user can assign a case number and select the relevant judge handling the case. The court employee can also add a note with the email notification if he deems fit. If the case is rejected, the court employee can also select to add a note with the email notification explaining why the case was rejected. Once the case is accepted or rejected by the court, the users will receive an email notification about it. If the case is accepted, it appears in the user's overview of cases with the status in progress. The court employee and judge are admins of the case and control who has access to it and can add and remove documents as they see fit. When a new access request is submitted, the court employee receives an email notification with the access request and can click a link in the notification to open the access request. The access request is then opened in Justikal, and the court employee can review the information and can see a note from the sender with reasoning for the request. Once the court employee has accepted or rejected the access request, the user receives an email notification with a decision. To summarize, users can create new cases, submit court documents, validate e-signed and e-sealed documents, search document content to find the right document faster, highlight the document, make personal comments and collaborate with colleagues, and give clients read access to stay informed about new developments in their cases, where the system sends automatic notifications to users when some changes occur. Security is our highest priority. Therefore, we e-seal all documents with qualified timestamps. Users can therefore meet deadlines more conveniently, whereas the eIDAS legislation states the legal effect of having qualified timestamps. That is, users have sufficient proof of the accurate time of document submission. Also, the integrity of the data is tamper-proof, which means that it is not possible to alter the data. If that's done, the e-seal will break and it will be visible for all parties. All data is e-sealed and it does not matter which file format is used, PDF, Excel, audio, video file, etc. All access is controlled using electronic IDs for strong authentication, and Logged Audit Trail logs all users' actions in the system to secure full transparency for all users. With Justikal, you can be more efficient in line with today's standards. The courts do not pay anything for using Justikal. Their usage is free of charge. Only the user who selects this option to create a case pays a usage-based service fee. All other parties in a given case, such as opposing attorney, clients, associates, assistants, and others, use the service for free. Justikal can be easily adapted to any new market. First, we require that the local court administration or other relevant governmental institution approves the use of Justikal in the relevant market. After receiving a letter for approval, the service can be set up quickly. It usually takes around 4 weeks to translate the system and configure the system in accordance with the local requirements. What I find most fascinating about Justikal is the positive beneficial impact it can bring to the local legal environment. The ability to have more productive and faster legal proceedings by enabling attorneys to securely submit documents electronically. By doing this, we are also able to lower the average legal cost and therefore make the justice system more accessible for people with lower income. This also provides a higher level of security and more transparency for participants. We use strong authentication, which gives clients the possibility to monitor their case directly instead of through their lawyers. E-seals and qualified timestamps confirm accurately time of submission and protect the integrity of the documents. Justikal's solution also enables courts to meet their legal obligations by better supporting electronic documents in legal proceedings. All courts within the EU have the obligation to accept electronic documents, particularly those containing electronic signatures. Additionally, they should be able to validate signatures in accordance with the eIDAS regulation. The use of Justikal can result in huge savings for societies. In Iceland, we have estimated that the annual savings can amount to 22 million euros, bearing in mind that the population in Iceland is only 376,000. This number will most likely be much higher in countries with higher number of court cases annually. The use of Justikal for Icelandic courts has been approved by the Icelandic government and is already delivering great results. Many of the largest law firms in Iceland are using the system and they have given Justikal their highest recommendations. Here are a few examples. Juris gives Justikal its highest recommendation and believes the system will increase lawyers' productivity and could revolutionize how courts operate and make them much more efficient. BBA Fjallco. Justikal saves us time and makes our lives as lawyers easier. Loco's experience with Justikal has been extremely positive and we believe it's going to save time and significantly ease attorneys' work. Now that I've gone through all of the benefits of Justikal and how the system can solve many of these biggest challenges facing the courts and attorneys today, it's time to talk about what we can do for you. Justikal can be available at any market if the court administration or other relevant governmental institute from your country approves the usage of Justikal. If you would like to learn more or discuss potential cooperation, we would be happy to schedule a meeting with you.